Uh, Good morning, students. So, for today's topic for a media management class is from Unit 3, which is what we are seeing for the past two classes of media ownership. And today also we will see the different patterns of media ownership and what is the press commission and what was recommended in the press commission to be focused and to be stressed on the ownership pattern of a media. Good. So, in this session, we will study after completion of this session. You learn about the press commission and what is the stress of ownership in the press commission report and media ownership patterns and the prevalent type of media ownership patterns. So, as we discussed in the media, that means the press commission, we have discussed many commissions formed by our government and what different commissions have recommended and gave suggestions to the government and in various aspects of media control, media production, media distribution, everything. So what it can be done, what is the role of press commission in with reference to the media ownership? We'll see. We all know the objectives of the press commission, especially the first press commission, whereas the following is to secure the freedom of speech and expression. So freedom of speech and expression was the first objective of the first press commission, and to curb yellow journalism, sensationalism, malicious attacks on public men, indecency and vulgarity, bias in presentation of news, and lack of responsibility in comment. So this was the this not only this was the first objective of the first press commission. In that, it was recorded and recommended to inquire the control, management, and ownership, the financial structure, as well as the important aspects of the newspaper industry in the country. So, out of the three objectives of the first press commission formed after independence in India, one of the main objective is to control, manage, and the ownership pattern and the financial structure for newspaper. There are the press. That time it was a newspaper industry, so it was a newspaper industry in the country. So we can take that much serious about media ownership, where the press commission has recommended. Then the second press commission. In the second press commission, which was appointed in 1978 and which submitted its report in 1982. So it discussed various matters. Among various matters relating to the press, where the commission had examined were the issues of ownership patterns and of delinking and diffusion of ownership and control. So here also, even in the second press commission has also dealt the ownership patterns and the diffusion of ownership and control across various press industries, press in the country. So, in the abstract of recommendation in the second press commission, it was noted that uh, it appears to be very significant part of the press is the most vital instrument in the in our country for educating the citizens in matters of public importance, so that they may be from an independent judgment to play their role as the ultimate governors of the country. So the commission noted that in the second press commission, taking that press is the most vital instrument in our country for educating the citizens. So it should be given the independent judgment to play their role as the ultimate governors of the country, and it can hardly be disputed that the ownership structure of newspaper establishment determines the character and style of news reports and news display, as also the editorial viewpoint and other comments on the events of the day. As we know, the many news those days, even many newspapers, they have a specialized column of editorial. Even that is editorial is 100% the point of view of an editor of the particular newspaper, but still it can be hardly be disputed as the ownership structure of any newspaper establishment will determine the character and style of the news report. So obviously it is true also, where we can be agreeable, and in the second press commission, the total abstract of recommendation of the commission was noted as, it appears to us that a very significant part of the press in the country in general and a major portion of all important daily press is controlled by persons having strong links with other business or industries. So that was the abstract recommendation noted by the second press commission, which was presented like that, where only a few very significant part is under the control of the government, and major part of all the important daily newspapers those days, in this while second press commission report was reported, having a strong, the persons controlled having a strong link with the other business and industries. So this was the first press commission and second press commission's concern about the ownership pattern. They dealt other aspects of press after independence in our country, but still they focused on the ownership pattern also. They took it as a serious concern to be streamlined and to be prepare a structure for press ownership pattern. So why this has been presented as a press commission is to note down that what a press commission can do with the ownership pattern, and the importance of studying and regulating and controlling the ownership, how it matters for a country like India. So that is the reason. So with this, we will see again what are the different media ownership patterns that exist in our country. We have seen in the last class very in general ownership patterns like cross-chain ownership, conglomerate ownership, vertical integration, and monopolistic. That thought of ownership pattern with reference to the press. Here we will see some other media ownership pattern that exists in our country, which is heavily influenced by the ownership form it takes. So here there are a number of factors that decides and that influence the ownership pattern and to the outcome of the particular press. For example, content distribution, the profile, profit, and very basic ownership. So here it listed out are some of the basic ownership pattern like individual ownership, partnership ownership. We will see one by one in detail what is mean by these ownerships, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of these ownership patterns, and which are the prevalent ownership patterns in our country. Finally, okay, individual ownership, partnership ownership, corporation ownership, group or chain ownership, which we seen in the last class, employee ownership, vertical ownership, again we have discussed in the last class, conglomerate ownership, we discussed in the last class, company ownership, and trust ownership. So these are the basic ownership patterns. We will see individually in detail of different ownership patterns and what are their advantages and disadvantages. The first, if you take the first one, individual ownership pattern. So in this kind of partnership, the individual has control, which allows that individual to take decisions for the company. Therefore, he takes responsibility for all policy making decisions, and he is also accountable for them. So he takes responsibility for all the policy making decisions, and he is also responsible for them in individual ownership pattern. So this individual ownership pattern is best suited for small scale media houses, be it newspaper or news channel. This individual ownership pattern will be best suited for small scale media houses. So the individual has control, which allows him to take decisions, and also is responsible for all policy making decisions, and it's suited for small scale media houses. So what are the advantages and disadvantages in this individual ownership pattern? Before that, we will see some the examples of for individual ownership patterns, like what you say, the city based newspapers, some metro newspapers, local evening newspapers usually follow this kind of ownership control. In some Mylapore Times, for example, if you take it Chennai, there is a newspaper like Mylapore Times. And in newspaper, if you take an example from Coimbatore, there is a newspaper called Kovai Mail. So this type of local newspapers that usually follow this kind of ownership control, and it covers news, politics, economy, and other aspects, any aspects that suits for any press. So the advantage of this newspaper individual ownership pattern is power comes in the form of individual and absolute control, which gives the person more secrecy in options, because it deals with the only the individual, no. So along with it, the individual can make decisions at his own space, which is usually fast on face. If you want to take a decision, individual can make a decision at his own face, and it's naturally more connected with the content and the newspaper. So the two advantages: power comes in the form of individual, which will help to have a more secrecy in options, and individual can make decisions at his own pace. So if you see the disadvantages of this individual ownership pattern is, the secrecy stops the employees from any kind of democratic participation. There won't be any democratic participation of employees in this type of ownership pattern of newspapers. Here, the disadvantage is, one of the other disadvantages, the owner becomes liable for the debits and losses. The rate of success depends entirely on a single person's ability. So the owner becomes liable for debits and losses, and there is less scope for expansion and unlimited responsibility. So it is for a, as I said, no, for a metro newspapers or a city-based newspapers, no, there is less scope for expansion if it comes in an individual ownership pattern, and unlimited responsibility. Even though it is a local or city-based newspaper, the responsibility will be the same as for a big-size newspaper, other newspapers. So this is the meaning of the individual ownership pattern, and what are their advantages and disadvantages. Next is the partnership ownership pattern. So this comes from, as per the Partnership Act 1932, partnership is defined as the relationship between persons who have agreed to share profits of a business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. This was the definition from the Partnership Act. So the minimum limit is 2 partners, while the maximum is set to 20 partners. So there are two kinds of partnership. One is general partnership, general companies, and limited companies. So for example, in India, I can say some example of partnership, that Red Chillies Entertainment, Sun Network. So it is a motion picture production and distribution company headed by, you all know Red Chillies, by Shah Rukh Khan and Gauri Khan, who operates in various divisions like they work, they do operation in various divisions in the film production, visual effects, television shows, and they involved in other cricket team, and as they are called KKR. So the people who work for this partnership, they have a very good partnership. They will come under this partner, they register under this Partnership Act, and this type of pattern also can be seen, can be taken for any newspaper organization. So when come to advantages and disadvantages of this partnership ownership pattern, in this kind of partnership, responsibility, maintenance, and operation cost can be divided. So because it involves with the minimum 2 people to 20 people, it has to be divided in the sense, in the aspects of responsibility, maintenance, and even operation cost. So the people with the different talents come together and pitch in their ideas and solutions, which helps in the growth of the company and also sets a democratic environment for all. So partnership pattern, people with different talents will join together, and they pitch their own ideas and give their solution, which helps the company to grow, and also sets a democratic environment for all. These are the advantages of partnership. And if you see the disadvantages in this partnership pattern is, selfish motives of a partner might harm the firm. Out of some 15 or 20 partners, if there any one of them has having a selfish motives, that will might harm the firm, and lack of unity and misunderstandings might lead to losses, after which each partner will have to incur and pay back his share of debt. As you know, any misunderstanding or lack of unity will leads to loss, which all the partners have to incur and pay back this share. So also there are chances of partnership or business getting discontinued after a death of any partner. So these are the disadvantages in partnership pattern of owning a newspaper. So we have seen individual partnership and individual ownership and partnership. The next is the corporation pattern of owning a newspaper. So it is one of the most common form of ownership. The minimum numbers that can be a part of it are 5. So it is an association of individuals under the authority of the law. The corporation comes under the authority of the law, which has a continuous, continuous existence, independent of the existence of its members, powers, liabilities, distincts of its member. So what we can note it down is the third point, the association of individuals under the authority of the law, which means which will exist continuously independent of existence of any person or any member and powers and liabilities. So everything is written clearly, the law is written clearly, they will abide by the law for that particular corporation. For example, one of the example for corporation type of ownership is the BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation. They spread across web portals, television, and also even radio. So it increasing capital can easily expand operation and transfer of control is flexible. However, one of the advantages, the capital can easily be expanded, operations and transfer of control is flexible. So if it is a corporation, we are coming about by the law, so easy of transfer of control and the expansion and the operations are flexible, because it is not dependent on any one single member, which is a continuous existence of independent of the members with respect to the powers and liabilities of the particular member. And one of the disadvantages, corporation taxes are imposed. If this type of ownership pattern, if a newspaper or press runs, no, obviously the corporation taxes are imposed for this type of ownership industry. The next one is group of chain ownership, which we discussed in the last class also. This form of ownership is when two or more same mediums are handled by the same organization. As we discussed now, chain ownership. Two or more same mediums handled by the same organization. They are formed without a common holding with a chain of command. For example, what we discussed in the last class, for example, of chain ownership is series of newspapers. What you say, two or more same mediums like Hindustan or like what you say, Sun Network. So that Hindustan as a Hindustan has 13 editions, and even if you take local newspapers now having more than 12 editions, and Hindustan Media. So if you take in North India, Aaj Tak and Headline Today are two different channels, but are held under the same organization, which is called as India Today Group. So as we say now, the News 18, Channel 18, News 18 Group. Here it is News 18 Tamil Nadu. So the advantage of this kind of partnership, group or chain ownership, is financial, administrative, and human resources can be centrally managed. Okay, so the financial, administrative, and human resources can be centrally managed in this chain ownership, which is one of the advantages, because the cost of production becomes low due to the possible utilization of all the resources. All the resources can be better utilized for the better training, work environment, and more facilities can be shared among the firms. So one of the disadvantages of this chain ownership is the permanence of management is always in question, because management is divided. So there won't be any permanent management board or management authority can do its function. So it is always in question because management is divided. So it's a chain ownership. And next is the employee ownership pattern. In this form of partnership, employees own a major part of the share. Employees own a major part of the share. So they are also responsible for the decision making, where in the ideology of ideology and press ownership, what we discussed in the last class. No, the certain theories, the factors that affected the ownership is the communist media theory, Soviet media theory, where here it stresses the importance of the employees. So in this form of partnership, employees own a major part of the share, and employees are responsible for the decision making. If you want to say, take any examples, no, like community media or community radio, but there are many radios. So the function of community radio is community, the local, the particular community, the firm serving for the community should take part in the operations and functions of the particular media. For example, if you, as I said, no, the community radio, the community radio should take should make the community to involve in its operations and functions as a major share. That's what it was mentioned. So like that, there are some radio broadcasters, community radio could be relevant to India, and these policies were framed for the community radio to function. So employee ownership pattern in India, we can see it in the with the community radio. So in this, advantage of this community, what you say, the employee ownership pattern is employee issues can be solved faster and becomes easier to break interdepartmental barriers. The sense of ownership that the employee owns helps the organization to grow faster, as the what you say, the employee will feel that company is ours. So if company grows, we also grow. So in that sense comes, no, that sort of sense will help the organization to grow faster. One of the disadvantages in this employee ownership pattern is it is difficult to induct new people and employees to get more preference to the benefit of the organization, and it also becomes difficult to take quick decisions because it is involved with the employees. So it is very difficult to make quick decisions. This is the concept of employee ownership pattern. So in our country, which suits for the community radio, which is already in line airtime each day of the community broadcasting. So the next is the vertical ownership pattern, where this also we have discussed in the last class. In this, an organization owns or operates different media enterprises or some other enterprise under the same ownership. For example, media, big media, Reliance Group, like Big FM, media DTH in DTH business, India Today Group, Sun Network Group. So the India Today Group has Mail Today, Business Today, Aaj Tak, Headlines Today under its, making a combination of magazines, newspapers, TV channels, and they sit fall under the same ownership. That is what they call it as India Today Group. So it's a vertical ownership pattern. The advantage is to this helps vertical ownership pattern helps to promote different enterprises at the same time and reduce general expenses. And the disadvantage is management may not be able to devote sufficient time to any one particular media. So if they have a series of media, so it is very difficult for the management to devote sufficient time to one particular media. So since the capital is invested, a particular media form might not get the attention. That is also one of the disadvantage in this vertical ownership pattern. So because as they have the combination of magazines, newspapers, radio channels, television channels, web portals, even DTH service, no, it is very difficult to devote sufficient time on any one particular media, and also one particular media might not get attention. So these are the disadvantages in the vertical ownership pattern. So far what we have seen are the individual ownership, partnership ownership, corporation, group chain ownership, employee ownership, and vertical ownership. So each and every ownership has its own advantages and disadvantages. In individual ownership, it suits for local newspapers or local city-based or metro-based newspaper. Partnership ownership were defined from the Partnership Act and how it works, and the corporation. Some newspapers comes under the corporation ownership. The chain ownership, we have seen some of the newspapers comes under this sort of ownership. Employee ownership, but so far in there is no any example for employee ownership. But how we can take it is the community radio for an example for this employee ownership, where the community participates in the functions and operations of particular medium, especially the community radio and the vertical ownership. As I said, no, there are other three more ownership patterns which are prevalent ownership patterns in our country. Conglomerate ownership pattern, company ownership pattern, and trust ownership pattern. So these are the prevalent ownership patterns which we can see in our country. So conglomerate ownership pattern. So what is conglomerate ownership? Conglomerate ownership pattern. It is a combination of two or more companies engaged in different businesses that fall under one corporate structure. So if you want to say, a media conglomerate is a multi-industry company that owns a large number of companies in various media such as television, radio, and internet. For example, one company in a Viacom, Living Media Limited, Walt Disney, Bennett Coleman. So Bennett Coleman, from the even before the independence and after the independence, Bennett Coleman, Walt Disney, Living Media, Reliance, and Viacom. So if you take Viacom, no, it is the fourth largest conglomerate in the world after the Walt Disney. So Viacom has Nickelodeon, Paramount Pictures, MTV. So this is in general, and the Reliance industry, also an example for one of the most conglomerates in India. So if you take this advantage, if you see the advantage and disadvantages in this conglomerate ownership, is the diversification results in reduction of investment risk and creates an internal capital market. So the investment risk is reduced, and which creates an internal capital market in this conglomerate, media conglomerates, for example, Reliance Industry. So, and the downturn suffered by one subsidiary can be counterbalanced by another. So this is the another advantage. So any downturn suffered by one group or one medium can be counterbalanced by another. So it is there a possibility to have a internal capital market by the reduction of investment risk, and downturn for any one market can be, sorry, one media can be counterbalanced by another. And the disadvantage is lack of focus and culture classes can destroy the value. So as this comes in the international media conglomerates, no, they won't focus on the local culture, and lack of focus on the culture classes, it will destroy the value. That was one of the disadvantage in this conglomerate ownership. And this firm tend to have extra layers of management which increases the cost. So obviously this type of conglomerate ownership pattern should have extra layers of management which obviously increases the cost. The second prevalent ownership pattern is the company ownership pattern. In this type of ownership pattern, the company owns the media. The same company tends to have listed shares in the market. For example, they are investing in other markets and other businesses, and they have media to be in. Also, they will be having in the media industry as a partner. So there is the company ownership pattern. Nothing more to say about this company ownership pattern. And the third prevalent ownership pattern in our country is the trust ownership pattern. Yet trust is a relationship. This is a definition. A trust is a relationship whereby property is held by one party for the benefit of another. There are many trusts. We can see it in our place where we can see many trusts having the educational institution. So if you see it in the media, one of the example of this trust is the Tribune Trust. So it was founded in the year 1881 by Mr. Sardar Singh Majithia, and run by a trust comprising of 5 trustees. So this enjoys worldwide circulation and publishes 2 other newspapers, Punjabi Tribune and Dainik Tribune. So this kind of partnership, trust ownership pattern, ownership focus more on welfare and not on profit making. So the name itself implies it is a trust ownership trust. So this kind of ownership focus more on welfare and not on profit making. So the advantages in this ownership is the pattern are it focuses on real news rather than sensationalizing it. So because they are not more worried about commercial and profit making and business. So they focus on real news rather than sensationalizing. There are also not too many people which result in lesser classes, and there will be more harmony in the functioning of any medium. And the disadvantages in this trust ownership is they might face a shortage of funds. Sometimes it also time to take time to reach the masses, as they don't indulge in promotional activity because it belongs to trust. They won't indulge in promotional activities, so it will take time to reach the masses. So these ownership pattern decides. So we have seen some A69 ownership patterns now. Wait. So these ownership. So these ownership patterns decides the business models. Profit engagement was where we have seen in the second class, second unit, in the media economics. What is the profit maximization? How to engage in profit? How to make maximum profit? So these type of ownership patterns for any media industry will decide its business models, profit engagement, and how to the content produced and distributed by the media. So that's it for about the ownership patterns, and why this ownership pattern is important in the perspective point of the governance from the government point of view, where it has been recommended from the press commission, and how it helps for a business managing the business. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions, you can post your questions.